so I'm Cian. I'm the CEO, co-founder of Resurect Bio, and we find ways of using gene editing to make crops resistant to disease. We're a plant biotech company based in London, and we want to become the world-leading plant disease resistance company in order to increase food production whilst decreasing pesticide usage by eliminating plant disease, basically. We're a team of plant molecular immunologists. I did my PhD with Dr. Tolga Bozkurt at Imperial College London. We've worked together for a long time with Professor Sofiane Kamoun from the Sainsbury Lab in Norwich, and we actually spun out of there in start of 2022. We've done a small pre-seed round and a seed round in March 2023, where we raised 2 million, and we built the company and the team you see today. So what do we do? Well, we're trying to solve a technical problem, which is that crops don't really evolve, but pathogens do, and they unlock the immune system of crops and defeat it. We find these defeated resistance genes in crops that exist today, and we change the locks. We find edits that can restore their function. We do this with our rapid trait discovery platform. Works in just 1 or 2 years. We can develop a trait, works on any crop, most pathogens, and many pests, and can work with as little as 1 DNA change. So it fits into many regulatory requirements. We've published 2 papers on this, a patent on this, and there's even been some independent validation. It's a 3-step process, so computational, which is bioinformatics, and an AI algorithm to try to predict the locks and the keys. This is protein-protein interaction prediction. We then do a lot of wet lab screening, high throughput screening in the model organism, where we synthesize DNA and screen it in a model organism, where we try to find a true hit, a true key that unlocks the lock. We then do protein engineering to resurrect the resistance gene, and that's our product. It's intellectual property, which we license to the seed companies. They do the gene editing, the breeding, field trials, and they sell seed to farmers, upon which we get a licensing fee, milestone payments, and revenue sharing. We're developing joint development agreements with seed companies at the moment on tomato, sugar beet, sunflower, spinach, and corn, worth collectively more than $2 million. And we're currently raising our Series A of $10 million. So this is for 3 years runway to develop traits, 18 in-house traits in soy, corn, wheat, cotton, and canola to unlock a $22 billion market. And we're also developing 10 in-house traits. So we're negotiating a term sheet at the moment, and I'm looking for any investors in the audience who would like to speak with me about joining the round. So with that, I'd like to say thank you, and any questions?
Yeah, well, we have a couple investors in the room, but I see that Karen already has a question.
Karen.
Throw it. Good catch.
Thank you very much for this exciting presentation. I have a question regarding your business model.
Sure.
You seem to be very decisive. There would be technology licensing rather than selling seeds.
Yes.
Why? Or do you also consider a combination?
I think for 1 or 2 products, we will push it as far into the value chain as possible, but actually our platform is too fast. So it develops too many traits, and it's impossible for us to be able to do the gene editing on all these different crops. It would be impossible for us to become a big enough seed company to deliver all that seed. So it's sort of a poison chalice having such a productive platform. It's not compatible with that business model you suggest. Also, I think this is a little bit better because it gets us earlier revenues, and it's more compatible with the VC investment model.
If it works, it's great.
Thank you. I'll prove it will. It will. Cheers.
Yes?
Thanks for your presentation. I'm going to ask you something which might sound weird. But
oh, no.
You present it as if it's a good thing to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, and can you explain why is it good? Because to me, if you make everything resistance, it's not a good thing. That's not how the nature should work.
I disagree.
I hope so.
While plants actually are resistant naturally via the same mechanism to most diseases, crops are a little bit more susceptible because we don't allow them to evolve. So we're just taking the place of evolution. That's all.
By any chance, any questions on that side of the room? Yes.
Hello. Do you have any issues yet about your technology causing crops or seeds to be labeled as GMO?
Yeah, we would. So, for instance, if we developed a product for the EU via gene editing today, it would be labeled as GMO. That's absolutely correct. In the US and other parts of the world, South America, Brazil, for instance, it wouldn't be labeled as GMO. It'd be labeled as conventional breeding. So it's not a problem. But proposed, new breeding techniques legislation in the EU and in England, once that passes, it will be labeled as conventional, non-GMO.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes?
I just had a very simple question. Why did you choose only these crops?
Yeah, I think you just have to start somewhere. Actually, the reason we chose those specifically is the commercial size, really. So if you focus on berries, for instance, they're a very fragmented market. Investors in particular are very keen to see how the size of the market makes sense economically for them. So I think in the future we'll be able to go for smaller markets, and with our joint development agreements we are, on spinach for instance. But for VC-funded projects, it really needs to be on the big crops. But yeah, eventually all crops, it's fine.
Thank you.
I think that's all the time we have, unfortunately. Bet that there are questions left.